Dads, if you're 36, 40, 45, I don't know, somewhere in your 40s and you're 235 to 250 pounds and you want to get back down in shape, get back down to 200 pounds, and this video is for you. Because I hear this all the time, like I had it before, I know what to do, I just need to lock in again. But then something always happens. You get an injury, you blow out your knee, you were going strong, you get hurt, work picks up, it's the busy time of the year, holidays, kids, sports, work is busy, the kids need you, and then guess what? A few days turns into a few weeks turns into a few months, and then here you are again thinking, golly, I just saw a photo of myself and I've got to make a change. And I will tell you that the hardest part is not about losing the weight, it's about regaining your confidence. I've helped hundreds of guys, you can see them all on this screen right here, just transformation after transformation, who had fallen off after 2, 4, 6, 8, some of these guys 10 years since they've actually been at the real goal weight that they want to be at. Guys who trained hard in their 20s, and then COVID hit and then completely fell off. Guys who after COVID tried 75-day hard, tried these different apps and tried these different weight loss programs and then couldn't keep it together. The guys who started over on Monday, the guys who start come January, the guys who want to go to the pool but are avoiding the beach and taking their kids on vacation to the beach because they don't want to take the shirt off. This is the stuff that I hear all the time. And I've gotten to work with NFL athletes and special operators in the military, and I've taken the same structure, systems, and created a support system to help busy dads, even if you work 10 to 12 hours a day, and simplify the process to make it to where this can be sustainable than trying to do everything all at once, because you know that doesn't work. And now I get messages just like this every single day from the clients who are in the program, who are winning, who are seeing the results, getting their energy back, feeling the confidence, tightening up the belt loop, getting into smaller shirts, having the energy to play with the kids when you get home. But here's the real problem. The real problem isn't that you don't know how to lose weight, because you do. The problem is you only know the extreme method, the 75-day hard, the 90-minute workouts, the 45 minutes driving to the gym, meal prepping, and just trying to freaking white knuckle it to get it done. That works until life shows up, right? And then it all collapses. And then so does your confidence. Psychology research actually shows that confidence is built through execution, building habits, building consistency, not through motivation. Because every time you say that, oh, it was just one workout and I'll do more tomorrow, or I'll start on Monday, or I'm gonna meal prep this weekend, you are not just skipping a workout, you're literally rewiring your identity of what you accept as a non-negotiable for who you wanna be. So essentially, you're inserting doubt into your process. And confidence is not lost. I'll go ahead and tell you, it's not lost in just one workout. You can keep telling yourself that. It's lost and it's broken by continuing to break the promises that you told yourself that you were gonna do. Not for you, for your future, and for your family, for the guy looking in the freaking mirror, in the camera right now. I mean, think of it like this, man. Like if you got injured, or if you got hurt, or if you had been out of the game for a while, maybe you played football and you hadn't played since high school or college or whatever the case may be, you wouldn't just jump into a flag football league and say, get up, lined up on the start line, the scrimmage line, and be able to go wide open. But that's exactly what most dads try to do. They say, I'm at 0, but I gotta lock in, and it's time to go freaking beast mode. I gotta lock in, I gotta go. I gotta go. Motivated. Most of you guys have already started this process a little bit. You cut out the alcohol, cut out the sugar, start making some changes, and you're probably already down 10 pounds. But you've done this over and over again. When are you going to actually make the changes to get back down to where you really want to go? It's about the weight, it's about the energy, the confidence, being able to get home and play with the kids. That's what it's really about. Nobody wants to hold a sign over their head saying, I've lost 50 pounds. They want to see the picture with them and their kids happy, feeling good, knowing that that photo is going to live on forever. So when it comes to getting out and starting to try going from 0 to hero, you start to tell yourself that you're the problem. You're not the problem, man. It's just your approach is the problem. Your system is not a system. You're doing a workout. And saving workouts on the internet and following different Instagram influencers or whatever is not built for your life. I mean, just take it from a guy like Frank, who travels all the time for work, and the guy's been in the program for a hot minute now. Now he's down, I think, 33, 34 pounds. Hear it from him.
I'm traveling again for another week, but like Dave just said, down another pound, so on our way.
And how much are you down from the journey?
33, same as Dave.
You boys are killing it.
Hell yeah.
Let's get it. Let's keep it up, boys. Or hear it from Josh, who's a teacher
a win for me, I guess, is I starting to fit into larges again. So I pulled out some old clothes, and 36s are starting to fit again. Jean want, waist size. So it's pretty big for me. I had a family member I hadn't seen in like a year was like, "You look fantastic." So I mean, that was great. You
Let's
definitely
go.
boosted the ego.
Nothing like seeing a family member come this holiday time and getting a compliment like, "What have you been doing?" You know,
Yeah, coach. I hear
that's
you.
great. Who was the family member?
My uncle, my mom's brother. I hadn't seen him in like a year. And he was like, "Geez, dude, you look fantastic." Nice. Bill Wade.
That's good. You tell me it wasn't just the mustache, you know?
Yeah, all this. But yeah.
That's great, man. And as you know, teachers don't just shut it down when they're at work. When they get home, they got all this other stuff to do. He's now down another belt loop.
I'm down pant size and a shirt size.
That a
Like
boy.
that was huge for me. I'm
Another
fitting
belt loop.
clothes, another belt loop. I'm fitting in stuff that I haven't fit in since I started teaching. It's crazy.
Let's go. You know, people think that they pay a lot of money for this program, but they're completely wrong. They pay a lot of money for the new wardrobe I'm going to make you guys get. So that's great, man. That's, I think, 2 or 3 belt loops now.
Yes.
Praise God. That's awesome. Or just look at some of the transformations who have been through the process and actually change from implementing a system that fixes the broken approach. And let me talk about that. Because there is a 3-part process to actually build your confidence back. And the very first thing that I want you to focus on is what I call the minimum effective dose. I start off just about everybody in the program with, guess what? A 1-5. 15 minutes a day, that's it. Not 4 days a week, not doing the old chest and triceps, 45 minutes, not commuting to the gym, freaking from home, 15 minutes, that's it. Work your core, get your heart rate up, your upper body, your lower body. It's called peripheral heart rate training. Why do we do that? Because consistency, research has shown over and over again, if we can build consistency with this, guess what happens when we go to 20 minutes? Guess what happens when we go to 25, when we go to 30? You have built the habit. When you're doing something a couple days a week, this is something that you do versus this is a part of my life. Because you're not going to get back in shape, you're not going to rebuild your confidence by saying you're going to go to the gym 4 days a week, and then really, if you looked at it over time, you probably go 2.5 times. 2 to 3 days a week maybe. And I have guys tell me all the time, well, I don't know if 15 minutes is enough. Well, do that for freaking 42 days in a row, and guess what happens? I get text messages just like this saying, wow, this stuff's actually working. What I'm telling you is not that you're going to do what you do on day 1 is what you're going to do on day 30. What you do on day 30 is what you're going to do on day 60. The program evolves, but it's all built on building the confidence, building the habit, building the routine, and then building upon that. So when we get into phase 2, we're not focusing on weight loss. If we're being completely honest, guys, what we're focusing on is identity. Because if your only goal is, I want to lose 30 pounds, guess what? You will repeat this cycle. Because once you lose it, what do? You relax. Comfort starts to creep in. Food creeps in. Habits start to slip. But instead, we start to focus on, as we talked about a second ago, okay, that is now a habit. This is the next habit that we're going to add into your lifestyle. Can we start to wake up and have better energy? Can you play now with your kids without getting winded? That's the lifestyle. That's the identity. Because there is no finish or completing the goal with that, is there? You freaking live it. One of my clients recently just told me that he was like, I don't feel like I'm on a diet. I feel like I'm just a healthy guy again. That is the shift. I just had Travis just send me a video just the other day. He said, first time I've been down below 200 pounds in like over 10, 15 years. Hear from him. I just want to circle back to this 15-minute process again of where we start people off at, right? Because what's more intimidating? What's more realistic? Is it 15 minutes? Feels so small, right? Which is good. Because if we're talking 35 minutes to an hour, on a busy day, on a perfect day, this is great. But what about when you're busy? What about when work runs late? What about when the kids aren't feeling well? When your wife needs more support? Are you going to say, I got to dip out of here? Or are you going to continue to do what you've always done, which is, I'm not going to be able to make it today. I don't have the time. Imagine the perspective shift of saying, you know what? I've got 15 minutes. It's so small, I can't afford to not do it. It's not as daunting. I can get 15 minutes in. Here, you're walking into the gym. You got to drive. You got to commute. You go through the old same machines that you always go to. You don't even have a plan compared to walking into whatever room in your house, if it's your garage or if it's your room, with the freaking kettlebell in your body, following a 15-minute plan that's built for you to work your entire body. Because most guys fall off because they're trying to climb this mountain over here. All I do is just make a smaller mountain. Because as you know, confidence is built when the bar is reachable. That's why when I talk to guys that are 250 pounds, they say, I want to get down to 225. Now listen, That doesn't mean that the mountain still isn't up here, but we got to climb this first peak and then the next one and then the next one. The same thing here. If the goal is 200 pounds, we're going to make the goal 200. Hell, 240, 230, 220, 210, all that's going to feel good, right? But these are just mini mountains. We have to stay locked in here and keep the main thing, which is not always about the weight, but it is a part of the process because the numbers don't lie. And here's the important part about muscle. So as you get into your late 30s, like muscle mass is on a decline, 3 to 8% if you don't train. And if you just stick to cardio, you're gonna turn into a little yoga boy with that flat pancake ass, and you're gonna have that saggy skin. And I know that's not what you're after. So we gotta strength train, we gotta slip that in. And also when it comes to cardiovascular health, if you've been overweight for a while, I'm pointing out the obvious here, but cardiovascular disease is a real thing that you're facing. And your VO2 max, which is a direct correlation with your heart health, drops like 10% a decade. If you hadn't been training, it's probably completely awful. But here's the good news, my man. In your 40s, you can still get strong. You can still build muscle. You can still get healthy. Your body is not done, my brother. It's just not even been put to work. And we're not trying to get you back to what you were doing in your 20s. We're just trying to get you to be a strong, functional, fit, freaking dad. So when you go out and you play the sports with your kiddos, you're not the dude over in the corner eating freaking potato chips while some other guy's out there running around with your kids. And that's what it's about. It's about strength for your kids, energy for your wife, longevity for your future. And confidence isn't even about looking jacked and being a freaking meat muscle head. It's actually the opposite, I would say. The guys that are freaking taking TRT and roided out of their mind, that's not confidence. That's actually the opposite. It's probably more insecurity than anything. That's not what you're after. It's about this, and hear me closely, man. Confidence is about when you commit to something, keeping your freaking word, the commitment to yourself, and stop breaking promises to what you said you were going to do. Because if you're breaking promises to yourself, you're not just letting yourself down, you're letting who else down? So if you're a dad between 235 and 250 pounds and you're tired of restarting and you want to rebuild your confidence without doing these 90-day extremes and all this stuff that we talked about over here a moment ago, then check out the description down below and I'll show you how we can make this sustainable for you and be the last time that you freaking bebop around with your weight. We'll build it slowly. We'll build it intentionally. We'll build it sustained. We will sustain it. And I'll be with you every single step of the way. I'll tell you it's not easy. Nothing ever is, even if it's 10, 15 minutes at the start. But guess what? It's absolutely worth it when you know that the better energy is going to turn into the experiences with your kids, and the experiences with your kids is going to turn into the memories in their mind, and the memories in their mind is going to turn into a love and a connection that they will remember you as forever, versus the guy that gets on the couch and has no energy for them and just plops down and keeps telling them like, not right now, I'm tired, maybe in a little bit, and finding these excuses because you only get them in your house once, man. And you keep telling them that long enough, they're going to stop asking. So if you want to change that, you have an opportunity to. Check out the description down below, and I'll see you there.